Well, good evening. I'm the only one here at the moment. But I'm going to wait until people come on. Just chat amongst yourselves. It's 2 minutes to. Shut the door. It keeps coming undone. Someone's on. Oh, good evening. I bet it's either Alan or Dave. It's 2 minutes to. I will start going through what's going on at 8 o'clock. As the start time is 8 o'clock, not 2 minutes to. Ticking on. Here we go. Coming up any minute now. So we're getting close to 8 o'clock. Oh, it's 59. There's one viewer. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to live stream here from the heart of Northampton. Live, not recorded. It's as we are now. So, again, a busy week. Hello. It's Rocky. Where are you going? Excuse my dash hound. Where are you going now? See you later. Oh, dear. He'll probably want to come back in later. What you done, right? You've disturbed the thing. There we go. Right, where was we? Good evening, Iain. Oh, Richard, nice to see you. Hi, Alan. Well, we're talking about what we've been doing this week. So, what's been going on this week? It's been very busy this week on the channel. Hi, Alan. Welcome back. Yeah, we've had 2,038 views in the last 7 days, which is up from what we have had. But what you've been watching now, coming in at number 3 this week is a totally little bizarre thing. I got a new bit of kit back in August, and I did something for the weekend. Yeah, something for the weekend. It was called It's the Weekend, which I'd done in August, and 79 people have watched it this week. Something that I just put up for a laugh. Coming to number 2, well, I half expected this to be at the top. Album review of An Hour Before It Starts by Marillion. 192 people watched that, which was pretty good. But the big one last week was the new album from Def Leppard, Details, 329. Rocky's barking. Oh dear, it's all happening live. Okay, so what's been on the 28 days? It's been 6,043 views in the last 28 days. Coming in at number 3, Richard will be pleased about this. Bay City Rollers, 200 people have been they're still watching it. And I remember Alan saying to me when I did that people will watch it, and they have. They watch it in drones. So 200 in the last month, pretty good. Then we got a bit of Prague, but yes, 238. And coming straight in at number 1 for the last 28 days is Def Leppard again with 329. Oh, good evening, Mr. Keogh. So what's been going on since we started? We're now up to 69,955, nearly at 70,000 views, 388 subscribers now. Status Quo still at number 1. Jethro Tull new song Sojana Sleeping, but creeping up now. This time next week, I think Jethro Tull albums rank will be above it. So that's what you've been watching. So, okay, what's been going on? Lots has been going on. So we'll tell you about what we're doing next week. So Monday, with part 3 of the Paul McCartney story, and we've reached Wings. It's a band I know Richard likes, I know David likes, and I love them. So we'll be doing the album ranking of Wings. Classic album next week is a little rare gem that I brought when it came out. Oh, the teaser for Easter, yeah. We got Hormonally Yours, Shakespears' Sister. Everyone remember that? Great little album. Tuesday is a day dedicated to lady musicians. We're doing this every month. We're going to dedicate a thing for lady musicians. And Tuesday, we're doing one of my favourite ladies, Kate Bush. I think Kate Bush, you either love her or hate her. I love Kate Bush. She's not made a bad album. Looking forward to that. And then the retro ranking next week is Pat Benatar, another female artist I love. So I'll be going through my favourite songs. Marathon Wednesday is a reviewer's request again, and it's Bryan Adams, including the new album that he released this week. Very good, fantastic talent Kate was. Should be a good show. So we're going to look at Bryan Adams's albums, all 15 of them now. Next week, Thursday, then and now, we're looking at a little American band called Warrant from America. Good evening, Mick. Band from America, Warrant. You must have heard of them. Not to be mistaken with the thrash metal band from Germany. Artwork ranking next week. We have got the Go-Go's. Yes, they're definitely coming. Yes, where was we? Artwork albums next week is at Nightwish. Been doing the ranking of both live and studio, and I love their stuff, their covers. Next week, we've got obviously this time next week we're doing this. Friday, live album ranking, a bit of Asia. Now, Asia have released 38 live albums, but I haven't got all 38. I'm only doing my little collection because a lot of it's repeated, a lot of them the same tour. You get about 40 gigs from 1983, the same set. And then we got a new album next week, a new album review. We're doing the new Ghost album. I've listened to it the first time today. It's called Impera. So that's what's going on. Right, let's get rid of all that and go onto the big screen now. Yeah, so we have got some changes next week. I've done a lot, not a rebranding, but a more of a reshuffling of the intros and the thumbnails that I put. So what you're doing. Yeah, 38 live albums. I'm not doing all 38. I've got about, let's have a look. I've got the list here. I've got 11. That's all I'm doing. I'm doing the 11 that I own. And I've got both eras. I've got the John Wetton and John Payne. Yeah, so going back to the changes. Just a few little changes just to spruce up the channel. Been working on this week. And that's what we're doing. I need a drink. Been a busy day. Apart from prepping all this, Rocky's been to the vets for his checkup, and the good news is he's fit and healthy, and he has to go every 3 months because he's on steroids for his little itchy complaint, but they like to check him because he's on steroids, and he's given a thumbs up, which is great news. Always is, because he's getting on now. He's 11 years old, but still full of beans. Coloured water? No, it isn't coloured water. This is, and I brought the can in because I'll never mind it. This is a Brewdog, and it's Planet Ale from Brewdog. It's very nice. Well, it's been warm today. Spring's in the air. So that's what's going on. Now, I've had some interesting comments. Now, this one, I'm not going to mention the name because it's not fair, but they put a comment about Bay City Rollers, give me all this spiel that I already know, but then apparently that I didn't give it enough enthusiasm while I was doing it. I mean, what did the woman expect me to do? Jump on the chair and go to every song? I mean, in the day, you know, they were great. They are still great. They're a great band, but I'm not going to get very excited. Sorry about Rocky. I don't know what's up with him tonight. He's had everything that he's supposed to. So he's just barking for the fun of it tonight. So yeah, she was quite funny. Didn't answer to it because I just found it. I mean, what have I got to do to be... they said I wasn't engaging and enthusiastic. I'm always enthusiastic about missing. Oh no, Alan, I just can't please people. I mean, would they expect me to sit here with me tartan and start swinging and going bye bye baby and no. So that's what's been going on. I had a request today that a band that even I've not heard of, but thanks to Dave, he did correct me. Band called Chrome, never heard of them. So I'm going to give that a listen to. We did Queen this week, and I found someone that loves Hot Space. Richard. You must be the only person I know that really likes that album. As I said, I put in the comments and the thing, I like some of the songs off that album. Is that moving again? Okay, well, I'll explain Hot Space to you. It's easier than writing it. I like about 3 or 4 songs on it, but what I don't like about it, it's the lack of Brian May guitar solos. Now, when he went in and did one, they were corkers. I like the live version of Staying Power. I think that's a lot better. But what I like about the song Dancer, Richard, is that guitar solo from Bryan. It's awesome. I still play it, but it's not one I go to. I don't like Body Language? Oh, that is terrible. Oh, grates on me. There's a little few tracks, but I think a lot of people were shocked that Night of the Opera wasn't number 1. I do love the album, don't get me wrong, but I think Bohemian Rhapsody is one of them tracks that if I'd never hear it again. Yeah, Put Out the Fire's a good one, Alan. Yeah, I like that one. I actually like that Las Problas de l'Amour? That's going to fall on my head in a minute, isn't it? Hang on, can I let the... Are you coming in? Come on then. Come and join the party. Right, I'll have to move it a little bit so we can scrape through. There you are, you can come in and out. Right. As you can see behind us, I've turned the albums around. Does anyone want to have a guess at some of these album covers? There's enough of you that know your music. So, who's good? Okay, who's this? Which album's that? Melancholy Blues. That is the best song on News of the World. I totally agree with you, Richard. Okay, which one's that? Anyone know? Observant of us. Nursery Crime, yes. Well done, Richard. Tubular Bells, yes, Alan. Master Slave. This one. Everyone should know that one. And Barry from Classic Album Review has just put up a show about, he was talking to the artist of that, and that is actually his bedsit. These two will be a bit harder, we can see, because Rocky's that one there. All these bands have been featured on the channel. Script registers here. Well done, Alan. These two might stump you. That one and that one. Keep looking at them and put it up as you go along. I think I know what Rocky wants, but that means I've got to get up and go. I'll be 2 seconds. Dave, will you find out and see how the polls going for Eric or Sammy? Brilliant, Owen. Brilliant. Van Halen, oh, brilliant. I'll be 2 seconds. I think Rocky needs an age call. What? No, you're not having it. Going live on the thing. He doesn't know what he wants. He'll settle down. He knows I'm busy. I don't think he can. Well, this one. Hold on. I'll make it a lot easier. I won't show you the. There we go. I'll just hold that up. Oh, it's fallen down. Everything goes wrong when it's live. Okay, that's it. That's as far as I dare. There we go. Does anyone know what that is? Oh, well done. Well done, Alan. Yes, it is. It's Rainbow Rising. Yes, Rocky is. Yeah, classic album. I will be doing an album ranking of Rainbow at some stage. When I mean, they're ready to go. It's just fitting it in. Yes, Rocky. Rocky is a dash hound, and dash hounds do what they want, regardless of what everyone else wants. No, he didn't want. He didn't want a wee, David. He just wanted to be a. You know what Rocky's like. I mean, David knows Rocky. Still one each. I thought you said to me earlier there was a. What's the overall count from Facebook? Oh, the Rainbow. Yeah, that was a pretty good show. I did take the mickey out of Rainbow a little bit. Yeah, he's a fuss pop. Yeah. It's like I can't understand bands that just keep churning out the same picture. I mean, there's about out of all the albums, there were so many that had got that on. I call it lack of inspiration because you know, just be creative. I mean, today, if you haven't watched it, we've done Journey, and some of their album covers are absolutely. 4-1 to Slow Hand. Right, I was having a discussion with David about this. Obviously, normally we go through all the bands that someone's been in. Now, we know Eric was in Blues Breakers, but he only made the one album with them. So I'm just going to do that single album as an album review, and then we'll do a John Mayall Blues Breakers later on. The person that suggested Rick Wakeman the other week, I can't remember who it was now. Yes, you are, Mick. You're the only one for Sammy. But don't worry, just because he doesn't get done this time doesn't mean he will be forgotten, because we cannot. That's why I can't forget Sammy. I love Sammy. Love his solo stuff. Loved him in Van Halen. Saw him with Van Halen. He was brilliant. Because he did a couple of his own songs as well, which was pretty cool. Yes, I've been distracted now. That's my trouble. I start and then I get distracted. Can someone remember what we was talking about? Yes, Rick Wakeman, I've remembered. Because there's so many stuff and he's done classical albums and they. So I'm decided to do we're going to do Wakeman in the 70s, Wakeman in the 80s, and do it like that. And we'll do it like as a history of, but do it Wakeman decades instead, because we'll be here forever trying to sort that one out. Yes, Mickey, I think he's better than David Lee Roth as a singer as well. I mean, I like David Lee Roth, don't get me wrong. I think David Lee Roth's good. I've seen him live as a solo artist, and it was pretty good. So, yeah, so that's what we'll be doing with Rick Wakeman. This week we have been listening to T-Rex, and they're all done, Richard, because you asked for these. It's all done now. I was talking to Lee today, who does the Facebook page of the Variety of Rock show with Johnny Walker. He's the bigger fan of Mark than me. And when I told him how I'd done it, he agreed. Because I listened to some of them. I haven't listened to some of them later Mark Bolan albums. And today I got a bit of a shock because some of them I thought, oh, this is not Mark Bolan. But Lee being Lee explained why, and then I got it. But I haven't altered my the way I'm going to do it. Probably it'll change. I always seem to change it halfway through. He's barking again, and he's just had a load of water. Dave, you're in charge. I'll be 2 minutes because he's at the door. Right, he's going to hopefully settle now. You can't tell him to tie a knot in it, can you? Go and sit down on your bed. Right, he's okay now. Come on, everyone can see you. For those that have never met Rocky, this is our Rock. It's caused all the fuss tonight. Nice one, Richard. Yes. There you go. You go and settle down now. That's the first time I think Dave's seen Rocky for ages because of COVID. All right. What's up now? Come here then. Oh, good grief. I just think he wants to be... No, he wants to sit on my lap. He wants a bit of fuss. Yes, Mick, he just wants my attention. He's always been a bit of a star since we started. Yeah, where was I looking? Yeah, what I've been listening to. So T-Rex is all done. Sweet's done. and I've decided I will have to do 2 shows with Sweet because there are songs that are not on their albums, and I can't miss talking about them. So we're going to do an album ranking of the Sweet and then a retro ranking of the singles. Yeah, he is a good lad. Yeah, got lots to say, haven't you? Very loyal dog. Yeah, yeah, the T-Rex one. I'm going to probably get mullered for it with some people because I'm probably my choices. But people got to realise we all hear things different. Yeah, I'm going to do Tyrannosaurus Rex separate from T-Rex, Richard, because they sound totally different, and I don't want to get them mixed up. Yeah, started listening to Budgie this week because someone's asked for Budgie. Forgot how good they were. Another band that I'm going to start listening to is a bit of Tesla. Kansas is nearly done. Megadeth's nearly done. Rolling Stones is done. That's coming up in the next couple of weeks. The one-off wonder albums keep getting put back because of new albums coming out. I think it's going to be like that. Because all of a sudden, all these new albums are coming out. So everything's going well. Nearly coming up to the birthday, 14th of May. So we're going to definitely do a Q&A. We're going to have a bit of a birthday celebration. So when is the 14th of May? Let's get the calendar and have a look. Put this one in your diary, folks. It's a Saturday, 14th, but I will come and do a live stream on the birthday day. So we'll have 2 live streams that week. We'll have a live stream and a birthday live stream. Yeah, my birthday's in October. I share my birthday with a Beatle. A Beatle that's no longer with us, but I do share my birthday with a Beatle. And the funny thing is that I was born on a Beatle day, and one of my brothers was the day that Beatle died, which is quite freaky. Paddy Poland zip gun. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, Lennon, yes. 9th of October. Well done. Yes, I'm very proud to be this shared birthday with John Lennon. Well, I'm not going to tell you where Boland's zip gun is, but I'm sure, Richard, you've got... Yeah, it's very spooky. I'm sure you've got a rough idea. What do you think of that album, Richard? I said it was... I just think it's very different. Where are you going, Mr. Keogh? No, Ombre Age. I haven't. Right. Well, as you're new, what happens if you come up with these ideas? I usually write them down. US Grand Prix? Oh, yeah. I'll be watching that, I suppose. Ah, right. I'm not going to give too much away, Richard, but that's basically what I thought. And even Lee thinks that as well, so it must be. So that's Mark Shreve. We'll give him a listen. Give that a listen next week. Another sip of beer, all this running around. Oh. Yeah, I've been listening to some other weird stuff. I've been listening to some Paul McCartney classical. Who knew that Paul McCartney released classical albums? Did I find out when you're the man that's got more? When did Bolan Zip Gum come? 1975. I think his last album was like his comeback album when he went back to going more that glam rock side. Gonna do some more glam rock. I mean, I love my glam rock. I've got some retros lined up for glam rock, but a lot of people who enjoy it go, come on, let's see the full albums. So we are going to look at the Rubettes. I love the Rubettes. Remember them? White flares, white berries. And I am going to look at the Glitter Band, not that person, but the Glitter Band. I think everybody likes the Rubettes. I've done a Mubbed Retro ranking, Alan. You'll find that on the channel. One of the first retros I did. But I do like some of the Mud stuff because what I've noticed, we like all these singles, but it's like listening to the Sweet. There's some great album tracks on some of them Sweet albums that are not singles, and they're really different. It's like when I did the Bay City Rollers. I only really knew Bay City Rollers through the singles, but listening to some of them albums, they were terrific. Some of their albums are really solid. And that was Richard telling me to have a go at them. He's been a great... Well, I'm glad he's on because Richard has been a great support in my channel since I came on. Yes, I did know. Yes, I did know that one. Yeah, I'm singing Richard here. He's always been good. He always has given me plugs on his channel. And we've been talking about this, but we definitely got to do something between us. I don't know what we're going to do, but I'd still like to do. I've not done a with someone else, done a show with someone else. So something I want to do this year is do something. I know both me and Richard like ELO, so I don't think we've covered. I think I've covered everything on ELO except their live stuff. And yes, I am doing their live stuff. We'll be going to put it all together. Oh, excellent, Richard. I'll look forward to that. So, get me thinking, Calpan, I suppose. You can... I've done ELO too. But when I do the live albums, I'm going to put all the ELO type bands. Now, there's one album I'm going to do on the one-off albums. Is an album called The Orchestra. Does anyone... Go on then, Richard. Let's do it live. Do it live. So everyone else knows that Iain and Richard are going to do a show. Yes, we went. That was a good show. Oh, there's a story. Because I know who we went with. Mike Chapman's. That's a good idea. Oh. Yes. Yes, we'll definitely do that. That'll be a great show. Yeah, it's going to be a toughie. But yeah. Can we have some honourable mentions? I can have a few honourable mentions. Oh, no, it won't be. Anyway, this story I was telling you, when we went to see ELO Part 2. We were sitting in a pub called the Wigan Pen, which was sort of our little haunt at the time. And we was having a drink, and this bloke came in and with a very thick Brummy accent, and we got talking to him. Yeah, we said, yeah, we'll see you later and all that sort of thing. And when he went, my friend's wife at the time said, who is that we're talking to? Where are you going to see him later? And the person he was talking to was only Bev Bevan. And she didn't know who he was. Do you remember that one? Do you remember that one, Dave? Who's that we've been talking to? Yes. Yeah, talking of our friend, I told when I reviewed Queen, I told about, because everyone knows at the end of that there's God Save the Queen. Now Dave will back me up with this story. Our friend Paul, who's we affectionately known as PK, who sadly is no longer with us. He was in the forces and he was on Forces Radio. And at the end of the night, he always had to play the national anthem. One night he played the Brian May version. He said, he got him so much into trouble, but it was worth it. You remember that story? He played the God Save the Queen by Brian May. Yeah, I'm going to be interested, Richard, how many songs. I can only think of Mud, Sweet and Susie. But as I suppose it's who was actually signed to Mickey Mouse Records. Yes, he was on a charge the next morning in Jankers for a week. Smokey, yeah. Yeah, great band. Done a retro ranking. I'm really thinking of doing an album ranking. Blondie, yeah, I've got a retro ranking lined up. I have done a classic album, Parallel Lines, Alan, if you want to give that one a watch. That's on there. Racy. Oh, God, yeah. Love them. Go on then, get down then. I think he's had enough of us. He's out. Mickey by Tony Basil. Hey, Mickey, the fan. Yeah, when I was putting together, ready for Kate Bush next week. Yeah, I like. I've heard a Tangerine Dream. I shall definitely give his that recommended track a listen to. Parallel Lines, yeah, one of my favourite albums of the 70s. It includes and I think there's 2 or 3 off that album in my top 10, which you'll find out in a few weeks' time when I do the Blondie. Let's have a look at some of these, because I sort of miss bits. Let's have a quick look. Anything I've missed? No, I haven't missed out much there. Yes, going back to this Kate Bush album, there's someone on there playing Didgeridoo that we can't mention. I was shocked. I didn't know he played on there. This thing off my head, Mick Chapman. Did he write anything for Hot Chocolate? Because they were on Rack. I mean, Cozy Powell was on Rack to start with. I don't think he wrote anything for Cozy Powell, did he? I'll have to look that up. because that's got me going. I'm quite excited about that. Yeah, he plays didgeridoo, I think on 2 or 3 tracks. Okay, Richard, thanks for dropping in. Lovely to see you on the channel. I'm really chuffed to see you here. Have a good night at work, and I'll get my thinking cap on and start looking at some Mike Chapman songs tomorrow. Yeah, Alan, have you watched my retro ranking on hot chocolate? Because there is one. That's why I like doing retro ranking. I actually start going through some of my childhood bands. If you've noticed that most of these bands are from my growing up years. It's like this week we did Adam and the Ants. I love Adam and the Ants, and I don't care. Who knows? Bit of Prince Charming and Stand and Deliver and a few diddly quaquas. Nothing wrong with a diddly quaqua. Love to know what a diddly quaqua is, but there we go. It's official. He's going to have his siesta. He's curled up on his little bed that he sits in. Yeah, great singles band, Hot Chocolate. Someone's asked me to do Depeche Mode. That's been an Are you sitting there going through it when we've had stuff? Dave will probably tell you how many videos are up on the channel as well. I was looking, I knew that there's some people that have been on the YouTube for ages, and I've got far more stuff on my channel. But then again, I do this all the time. So it's sort of a man of leisure type thing. Bow, wow, wow. I want candy. Yeah, I remember that song. Yeah, there was because they were the guys that were. I don't know if they were on Dirt White Wear Socks, or they left before they recorded Dirt Wears White Socks. Have Bow Wow Wow done enough for us to do a retro ranking, Alan? Because I must admit, I don't. I mean, I do love me rock and me prog rock, but I do like some of the 80s stuff. Probably because, music was good in the 80s. I mean, I love Tubeway Army. And of course, I love Sparks. Love Sparks. Stone Fury, yes. Lenny Wolf. Lenny Wolf from Kingdom Come. I've seen Kingdom Come. Oh, yes, we've met lovely boy Windsor Davis, didn't we? What a nice chap he was. Yeah, because... Oh, that's enough, Alan. I'll have a look into that. Going to do Toya. Bit of Toya Wilcox. It's a mystery. Yeah, I've done Sparks. Have you watched it, Alan? I did the whole entire discography of Sparks. But I haven't done Sparks songs. Can I do the Cult? Yeah, I am sort of listening to them at the moment. Going to do a full album ranking on the Cult. Great band. Got some really good ones coming up on the yeah, they were a very underrated band, Kingdom Come. Lenny Wolf, great singer, great on stage. They supported, now let's think who I can't remember if they supported Meatloaf, something like that. Yeah, Ian Astbury, what a singer. Yeah, I was talking about what we're doing on Then and Now. We've got some really good bands. I'm going to look at some of them hair metal bands on Then and Now, because there's some really good ones out there and there's some really bad ones. I'm going to do Poison on a Then and Now. We're doing Warrant next week. Tesla's lined up for that one. And a British band called Shy. Now, for those of us of a certain age can remember, if you remember, do not get some random rubbish on Facebook. The lead singer Tony Mills, he had this. Now you know everyone loved about hair metal. It was now Tony Mills. His hair was literally up like this. Sadly no longer with us, but Shy were a very underrated band, so I'm going to give them a bit of love. So I'd like to pick some of these Then and Now, some of these really obscure bands or bands that I've forgotten about, because a lot of people from that have actually asked for a full album ranking. There's been a couple that have gone like that. There's still, because we've sort of changed our USB, so null apprentice now. But obviously we do still do a lot of the obscure stuff, but because of the unique way I rank stuff by track, there's some of the more mainstream. I love Grand Funk Railroad. I only got into them last year, and that's because I was watching Sea of Tranquility. And see, I think Pete Pardo is sort of, if he likes it, you go, well, you've got to listen to this. And I love Grand Funk Railroad, and they are coming up. I can't remember if it's this month or next. They're down here somewhere. Yes. Grand Funk Railroad is coming up at the end of April. The Choir Boys have done them. I've seen them, and I met Spike. I've met Spike. What a nice bloke. Absolutely down to earth. Yeah, the Choir Boys are up there, Alan. I did them way back. One of the first bands I did, the Choir Boys. But I haven't done the live album. We haven't done a live album ranking of Choir Boys. And they're great live. I've seen them twice, 3 times, something like that. Really good band. Very underrated. Very underrated band. Yeah, you know the name, Shia. It's the guy with the blonde hair that up here somewhere. They're a Birmingham band, and I don't know how their management did it, but during '87, I saw a lot of gigs. '87 was like my gig year. You know, I was earning good money, and I was going to a big gig every month. And I think at the NEC, Shy with the support act for about half of those shows. What a coup for them. And they made some great albums. Very underrated band. Yeah, I'm going to do White Lion. Remember them? Another hair metal band. I must admit, I don't mind some of the hair metal bands. I love Poison. I think it's just basic rock and roll. Yeah, he was. He died. I didn't know that, but he died. I mean, he was a great singer, and they got poo-pooed a lot. Should have had more success than what they did. Well, I mean, watching Shy live was great. They were a great live band, and the crowd used to really go wild. A sip of coloured water. Oh. I'm just catching up what people are putting. Yes, I think I've caught up with everyone. I saw. God, you are on the ball tonight, Mr. Keogh. Have you got something? Have you got Wikipedia open? So I must have seen them with Bon Jovi, Meatloaf, Gary Moore. Yeah, Vangelis. Yes, I am going to be doing Vangelis. But I'll just explain on Bridge. There's so many people asking for stuff. I've now got a backlog. All of a sudden, people started asking for stuff, and I get as soon as I get it, they sort of take preference to what I'm doing. So there's quite a lot of stuff that's coming out as viewers' requests these days. Yes, I will be doing Vangelis, and I will also be doing John and Vangelis. John Anderson from Yes, of course. They're pretty good. But what I will do on Brage as a filler, I will do a retro ranking on Vangelis for you. Pick my favourite bits of music from Vangelis, and then we'll get the full album ranking at some stage in 2022. I will listen to the task of listening to Vangelis. I mean, I did Hawkwind the other week. No problem. Yeah, I did Hawkwind the other week. 34 albums that I'd listened to over a period of 3 months. Apart from everything else I had to listen to, I was listening to Hawkwind. That was interesting. I didn't get as much stick as I thought I would with that, because although someone said that I should have put one of their albums a bit higher, but so where are you from, Ombrage? If I've got you, where are you from? Are you from UK or further afield? Because our friend Mick here is from sunny California, but today here in Northampton it's been really warm. Been warm for the last few days, 16, 17 degrees. Very warm. I've only put this thin top on. Helsinki. Oh, bit of Scandinavian mood. I love thing. Do you like Nightwish? And if you like that sort of thing, have you watched Beyond Twilight and Twilight? Now, Twilight and Beyond Twilight are the same. They're not watched much. So if you like progressive metal, Finnish, Scandinavian style, go and watch a bit of the Twilight and the Beyond Twilight, because there's not many. 30 degrees C, geez. That's nice and warm. Hottest place I've been to was Morocco, up in the Atlas Mountains, 42 degrees. Yeah, that was hot. God, Alan, you know, I don't know. I can't remember. I'm sure Dave will tell you in a minute. Mr. Knowledge. I'm sure he sits there watching this and on Wikipedia asking all these questions. Like, does it ever get about 15 degrees in Scotland? I think I've been the only times I've been to Scotland, the hottest day I ever had in Scotland was Dundee. I was in Dundee and I was walking around in a t-shirt. Wow, God, there's a blast from the past. Wham. Yeah, they're pretty good. I'm sure I'll give that a listen. I mean, I love Pagan's Mind. They're another good band. Oh, that was a bit hot. Again, back, Pagan's Mind are another band that I like. Going to do Seagaroo, which is more of an ambient type band, soon. Like them. Elbow are coming up. Got Elbow. There you go. Mr. Knowledge. He's not just here to watch so no one puts anything nasty and starts giving me grief. He is the guru. I think you're going to get yourself a bit of a reputation, Dave, as the man with the knowledge. So, guys, if you've got any questions you want asking, ask him. Don't ask me. He's the man that must sit there and get all this information up, which is great, so we can get all the right information. I don't think I've got anything else in the book. That's the Water Boys I've started listening to. I'm going to do some U2 live as well. I've been listening to some of their live stuff. I've actually come to the conclusion that I prefer their live albums to some of their studio albums. With U2, I think I stopped buying U2 after Zooropa. Everything after that got weird and a bit not what they started out being. I love their early catalogue. I mean, I love Boy, I love War. They're great albums. But anything after Zooropa, I find it a bit odd. So if I was to do a full album ranking of U2, you'd probably find that the top 6 would be the albums I've got, and the rest is just a quick gander through. I mean, I did them on a then and now. In talking of Scotland, Alan, I'm sure you might recognise Flavoury. They're a company that promotes independent beer. Yeah, I'm going to be doing some more Steve Wilson, some of his solo stuff. I found ranking Porcupine Tree very hard because apart from that first album, which is a bit of an oddball, the rest are so good. And I think that was I listened to them all and I listened to them all again and I swapped it all over again. And up until, I think, Sunday, I thought, I've got to listen to the last 2. Yeah, I did do Alan, going off track again. I did do a classic album on the Joshua Tree. And when I do the live, there will be an honourable mention for the Dulux version of the Joshua Tree because it's got a live album part of that, and that is brilliant. No, they're the Flavoury, they're called. They sort of it's an on-site beer shop, but all the beer is done from local breweries and independent breweries. And since COVID, I've sort of supported the more independent breweries. because they're the ones that are struggling, not the big corporate. And when I think about it, so the beer tastes a lot better. Tastes really nice beer. I mean, this one here is a Brewdog one, which is very nice. So where are we? Yeah, going back to Porcupine Tree, I changed it on the Sunday night, and then we did the show on Monday morning. But that's how it goes sometimes. You think you've got it all right, and then all of a sudden you have to go, no, I haven't got this right. I've got to listen to these two again. No, swap it over. But that's thing. I'm really in two minds about doing a full ranking of the U2 albums. Yeah, I just love listening to them. I am so looking forward to the new Porcupine Tree album, which of course will get a review on the channel as soon as it's out. I've been listening to the stuff they sort of put on YouTube on the new album. It's pretty good. Sounds really good. So looking forward to that one. I think it comes out in June. And the other album I'm looking forward to is the new Def Leppard album. I've heard the new song Kick, and that's brilliant. It sounds very Mark Bolan. And they've taken the title from a line from Get It On. So I think this album's sort of going to be a bit more glam rocky and a little bit different from what they've done in the last couple of albums. Although songs from the Sparkle Lounge is pretty good. That's they're a bit of a hit and miss for me sometimes. I think one of the albums is good and then they're not. And, you know, they're a difficult band to thing. But I am looking forward to the new album. Talking of new albums, we have got a new album review tomorrow. Been listening to the new Tears for Fears album, The Tipping Point. It's absolutely stunning album. It's a little bit different. It's a bit poppy. I'm not going to go into it too much because it'll spoil for you for watch tomorrow. Also tomorrow, we got live album ranking. Yeah, Euphoria's not too. I can't remember where I ranked it. But yeah, it's just got some good stuff on that. Yeah, so tomorrow's live albums is someone that's very close to my heart. It's someone I've met. I had a nice conversation with him. And we're talking about Fish. We're going to be ranking the live albums of Fish. And talking of Fish, has anyone heard of Doris Brendel? She's a progressive sort of proggy, folky type singer. Plays the flute. She's done some acoustic stuff on her own, but she's made some albums with a writing partner, Lee Durham. Been listening to them too, and I will be ranking Doris Brendel. Go and check them out. There are stuffs on YouTube, and she's currently done some backing vocals on the Fish live albums as well. When I last saw Fish was in Nottingham at the Rock City on the last, but the tour where he played the whole of Clutching at Straws. Doris Brendel came out and did her solo set and then gone back on stage and did backing vocals with Fish. Check them out. If you like Jethro Tull and you like that sort of sound, plus there's a little bit of 80s pop in there, she's a great singer. Really good, strong albums. So I'll be ranking them. What else am I thinking about doing? I've got lots in the head. What we got to do, what I'm going to do, what I'm going to do. But it's fine. It's always have to have ideas, especially on the then and now Retro ranking's easy. Classics albums is reasonably hard. One-off wonders are okay. Got some really obscure ones planned, but it's fitting them in. A bit like this band Orchestra. It's basically when Bev Bevan left ELO Part 2, he sold his rights to the name back to Jeff Lynne, and they had to change their Grateful Dead. Oh, hello, Charles. Cocktail Twins. I've listened to the last album today. I've heard their singles, and I am amazed by this. Carol's Elizabeth vocals are fantastic. That will be coming up in May. Beginning of May, Cocktail Twins is on. Yes, Brave is a good album. Have you heard the new album? If not, have you watched that? I've done a review of it last week. Check it out and go and check the album out. I think the new album, It's Now Before Dark, is probably their best album since Marbles. Grateful Dead. Oh, that's a task and a half, isn't it? That's worse than Hawkwind. What I might do with the Grateful Dead, Mick, I will do a then and now on the Grateful Dead, I think. It's easy to do like a go through, look at their first and last album and go like a you just pick out some highlights. Because I know that's a huge catalogue. Oh, you know what it is, but go and check out my review I did in that last week. I don't give any high marks on, but it's probably the highest mark I've given on a brand new album. I love it. I was listening to it earlier today. Yeah, I think that's it, Mick. I think that's the only way I can do the Grateful Dead, because I think that's going to... All I'll say is I'll do it then and now. And then at some stage, we will get a full ranking of the Grateful Dead. But as you know, that might take a little while to put together. It might be one of them where I'll split it into 2 or 3 parts, because it's huge. 13, is that all? I thought they had more. Hang on, Mick, you might get a full album ranking. There's only 13. Okay, I'll put that on the list and get listening to that at some stage. I know people have asked for Gary Moore. Gary Moore is coming. That's a tough one for me. I don't have to really listen to them albums because I know exactly how that one goes. But there's 1 or 2 that I need to listen to just to make sure that I've written it down in pencil on a sheet of paper. But I just want to go through a couple of the albums to make sure. So yeah, Gary Moore is coming. Bit like got the Rolling Stones coming up in the next couple of weeks. That was a toughie. Changed that about 6 times. Yeah, I'm going to do some more. I'm going to do a bit of Southern rock as well. So I like Lynyrd Skynyrd, Molly Hatchet. I'm going to do a little bit of that as well. Mix the bag up a bit. We have got Kansas coming up. Boston's going to be coming up. Journey, of course. Lynyrd Skynyrd. Not even do the Allman Brothers, because I know Dave likes the Allman Brothers. A retro ranking of Thin Lizzy. That's a good idea, because I did the full album ranking. Oh, that's a tough one, Charles. I love every track. No, I think I know what my top 10 would be. Yeah, because I can mention a track that's not on an album. Yay! Yeah, talking of there's some bands like when we do Wings, the week after next, I'll let you know now that Monday we got Wings studio albums, and the following Tuesday we've got retro ranking of Wings of their singles. Yeah, I've got to find somewhere to listen to Neil Young because he's not on Spotify now. Might have to do that because I've only got one album, which I have done on a classic album. Yeah, I will do Neil Young. I might have to just sit and. I know the stuff's on YouTube, so I'm going to have to just listen to it through YouTube because you can't. He's chucking everything off Spotify. Yeah, so a Thin Lizzy retro ranking. Yeah, that sounds a cool idea, Charles. It's one of my favourite bands. I got some stick though when I did the live Thin Lizzy show because I mentioned albums that Phil wasn't in. I got some stick, and someone said, you know, usually it's not Thin Lizzy without Phil lineup. Yeah, I know that. But when you got Scott Gurr and Bryan Downey and Darren Wharton in the band, it's still Thin Lizzy. And I've seen that. And talking of Thin Lizzy, Charles, have you heard of the Black? I'm sure you've heard the Black Star Riders. I actually saw at a little Christmas package one year we had Black Star Riders, White Snake, and Def Leppard. And Black Star Riders blew White Snake out of the park because you got all that great, some of the songs off the Black Star Riders album, which are terrific. And then they did some of the classic Lizzies. And Ricky Warwick, he's a great singer. The Outlaws, I've not heard any of their stuff, but I have heard of them. Yeah, I think that's a good one. The Outlaws, they don't get enough love over, especially in the UK. There's a lot of bands out, American bands, that don't get much mention over here, which is a good reason I do like watching Sea of Tranquility because Pete has brought up some great bands that I'd never heard of. And I must admit, I'm ashamed that I'd never heard of Grand Funk Railroad. I don't know what, I can't believe I missed out on that because I love them. I mean, it's like, I love Montrose. Obviously, it's Sammy Hagar again. So I'm going to do Montrose. I bet it won't be until we sort of get round to doing Sammy, but obviously I think Eric Clapton will be the next one. So we've been listening to some of the Yardbirds. I'm doing that because he appeared on about 5 albums with the Yardbirds, but I'm going to rank them a lot because he includes other great guitarists, of course. Obviously, we've got Cream. We've done Blind Faith in a classic album. So what I might do is just put that back out into the thing. It's on this channel if you want to go and watch Blind Faith. We'll do Cream, of course. Love Cream. Been listening to some of them this week. And his solo stuff. Now, I went for a little walk yesterday because I've not been too good with my back. So yesterday was a nice afternoon. I had to go to the post office to post something. So I thought I'll walk to the post office and I listened to a couple of Eric Clapton solo albums. I listened to Behind the Sun and The Journeyman. Great albums. So we'll be doing obviously that stuff. On anything else obscure I'm going to find. Britpop, I've done a there and then and now on Blur. Charles. God, Joe Satriani. Oh, that's tough. There's so many. Oh, thank you, David. Yeah, going back to Britpop, I do like them. I don't mind. Oasis. Some of their good stuff's good, and some of it's just overrated. Sorry. I know there might be a lot of people like Oasis. I preferred Blur. I like some of their songs. I mean, I love Song 2. That is just mind blowing. Didn't mind some of the Pulp. Suede is all right. I don't mind them. I don't. Would you count Stone Roses? Because I like them. And what's the other band? What are they called? Keen. Band from the. They were not too bad. But Britpop, to be quite honest, yeah, it's a bit hit and miss with me. I don't mind the odd occasional band, but Keen, that's it. They're from Ireland, I do believe. Am I right? My memory serves me well. Yeah, I'm doing the retro ranking of Stone Roses in a few weeks' time. I like the Smiths. I really do like the Smiths. More that I've only got the one album, and it's like a compilation, but it's not just got their singles on. It's got a lot of their stuff, album stuff. But I did that retro ranking the other week, and I've listened to some of the albums, and I think they're great. They were very underrated. They got a lot of stick because of Morrissey and some of the miserable lyrics he wrote. They weren't miserable. If you sit and listen to them, see what I've done on Spotify, I sometimes put the lyric thing on. And I sit down and go, wow, he could write lyrics. Oh, they're from East Sussex. Oh, well. That's how much I know about Keane. Yeah, I was really surprised. I'm sort of getting more into them now and appreciate them more. Right, Keane. Yeah, Charles, I think at the time I thought, oh, they were a bit naff. But as I've got older, I think you sort of appreciate different genres of music. And I really... Okay, Alan, go and get your cuppa. Yeah, going back to the Smiths, Charles. Yeah, I think I'm getting to appreciate them more now as I'm getting older. And I think since I've been doing this channel, I think I've started to appreciate other bands outside what I normally listen to. So this channel is not just opened up doing stuff for you guys, it's opened my music up as well. It's like Cocteau Twins. I wouldn't have listened to all their albums. And another band that I wouldn't have listened to, and that's Talk Talk. I only saw Talk Talk as that poppy band from the 80s, but their last 3 albums are superb. Absolutely a different direction they went off in, and it's that ambient jazzy sound, and I love that sort of sound. Bit proggy as well, and I really enjoyed them. Oh dear. Oh, the dachshund's totally deserted me this time, so God knows where he's gone. Oh, I can see him. He's quiet though. Oh, go on then, Dave. 2 cellos. Has anyone heard of the 2 cellos? Yes, I've actually, that tour at Montreux is really good. It's a very good concert. Yeah, two cellos. They are two classically trained chaps. I think they're. Oh, where are they from? Where are they from, Dave? I know they're from the Balkans, but I'm not quite sure what. Are they Croatian? Basically, it's they do play rock music on cellos. They're excellent. Although it's all cover stuff, it's still excellent to listen to. Bit like the Bond, the four girls doing classical rock. And Vanessa May, I like her as well. And we've got Sky coming up. Slovenia and Slovakia. That's it. I knew that one of them was from Croatia. Yes, we will be doing, as Dave's asked for it, I better do one for him. We'll do two cellos. Okay, it's a lot of cover stuff, but hey ho, it's a good listen. Yeah, Elton John's a big fan of two cellos, isn't he? We haven't done Elton John yet. We have done nothing on Elton John. I think Elton John might get a mention in a. Might do a then and now on Elton. Bit of Elton John. Reggie Dwight. One of my favourite songs by him. It's a song that he doesn't even sing on it. I wonder if you can guess what that one is. He just plays the piano. It's a lovely song. Yeah, doing Rod Stewart at some stage. I'm going to do that in the story of, but he's been in so much. I've really got to sort them out. I think we've got the story, the story series, which is becoming very popular. You guys really do enjoy that, going through bands of certain artists. I think my favourite so far has got to be Jeff Lynne, because it's so diverse. And then John Lord. Oh, yes. Well done. I love that song. I've got it on. I put together a little playlist of favourite instrumentals. That's on there. Another one that's on there is another band that I will be doing, and it features a certain Stephen Morse, and that's got a really good instrumental by this band. It used to be Tommy Vance's Friday Rock Show theme tune. I wonder if you know what that one is. They're a great band. I haven't got much of their stuff, but I do enjoy it. Did anyone else on Saturday, did they join in Barry's birthday bash? Because that was a good laugh. That was a late night. Missed the rugby for that. I'm glad I did. Dixie Dregs, yeah, absolutely right. Yeah, Jeff Beck is sort of coming up. It's going to be sort of linked with Rod Stewart, because obviously Rod Stewart sang with Take It Off the Top. Yeah. Obviously, you listen to the radio rock show with Thomas Vance, the music vendor. Met him as well. He's a nice guy. Was a nice guy. So was Mick Wall. I've met him. He was really good. But one of my most favourite people I ever met out of the music has to be Noddy Holder. Met him on Milton Keynes Station. What a hero. What a man. Spent 20 minutes talking to him, and he was absolutely fantastic. Some of the younger folk didn't know I was. Yeah, Barry's birthday was on Paddy's Day, but he did his show on what day was it? Saturday, yeah. He was sitting in his conservatory freezing his doo-doos off. Yeah, how many cassettes did you made from the Friday Rock Show? I made loads. And I've still got some of them today, which I put on CD that are now on my iPod. I mean, apart from the Marillion at the garden party, I've got a copy of every set from that day. I've got a very dodgy Marillion Pirate, which is not that very good, but the Mama's Boys set was great. The Jethro Tull set was great. It's the only time I ever saw Jethro Tull. And they were brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Gary Moore. I saw Gary Moore quite a lot. I loved Gary Moore. Loved it when he did his blues stuff. Incredible stuff. The Friday Rock Show was the first time I ever heard Still of the Night by Whitesnake. Yes, that album got some good tracks and some naff tracks. Anyway, those of you that like the album artwork show, Maundy Thursday, which is thankful. I'm going to do something on Good Friday. I mean, I don't mind. Oh, good grief, Alan. I got a copy of that. And I got it on a proper bootleg album. Going back to what the albums. Paper Cylinders, Spotify, yes. Yes. Now, I don't know if any of you have watched them, but one of my favourite things I've been doing is look at, it's always been a thing with me, really bad album covers and bad album names. Now, we're doing the third one. That's how good I enjoy this. So we got another Stinkers. Now, if you haven't watched the other two Stinker album covers, go and watch them. If you want to giggle, especially Stinkers 2, I have never... Yes, giggling uncontrollably on number 2. And I think number 3 we will, because yesterday Dave and myself we've put it together. We've chose 25 covers. There are some Easter ones in there, but we're going to do another one for Easter. So go and watch the Stinkers that are out there. Just put in Stinkers in your search, and they'll come up. Yeah, Alan. Yes, Born Again is a brilliant album. People poo-pooed it, but I didn't, because it's got one of my favourite singers and one of my favourite guitarists on it. And the live stuff, we had Bevan. I mean, he's a great drummer. He's a heavy drummer, especially on that live stuff. Have you ever heard any of the live stuff? No, Alan has. It's a great album, and the live stuff's great. I think I rated Born Again quite high in my Black Sabbath album ranking, actually. I think it's a brilliant album. I think it's an album that they need to remaster. Get rid of that horrible 80s production. Oh, you must get fed of me saying about the 80s production, but it grates me. It's like when I did the Man of War the other week, I upset someone because I put Hail England at the bottom. I don't mind the album, it's the production. As I said, poor old Scott Columbus's drums was something like they'd put cotton wool in it, and he was told, don't make a noise because you're going to disturb the neighbours. Absolutely terrible. Yes, it is a very dark and menacing album. Digital Bitch, great song. Zero the Hero, Stonehenge. Oh, great songs. I thought that was some of Ian Gillan's best screeching ever. That man could screech. Yeah, I think it. I'll drop an email on the Tony Iommi because I followed Tony Iommi on Twitter. Tony, remix that album. We love it. They sound a lot better live. Because I think it's on the Born Again Deluxe. They have got that concert, and that's sort of been remix. Even that remix is not brilliant, but it's better than the original mix. But the live stuff is brilliant. I've just had a message come from Facebook. Lee, who does his Radio 1 with Johnny Walker show, he's just informed us that he's at the pub, Spinney Hill Pub. Yeah, the Zero the Hero riff, yeah. Love that riff. But there isn't a riff from Tony Iommi that isn't good. Now, that's an idea for a show. My favourite, retro ranking, my favourite Tony Iommi riffs. Ooh, have I set myself too much of a challenge? Because I love loads of his riffs. There's another show I want to do. I know there's a lot of channels have done it. I know Sea of Tranquility did it the other, I think this week or last week on the Hudson Squares. The favourite bands, but their worst songs. Oh dear. Unfortunately, I can name some awful songs by awful people. Yeah, I will do one. Probably do it in the summer. It won't take me long to put that together because I've got a rough idea which are my favourite riffs. But yeah, might do a little some after when we get round to May. You know, going into our second year, I might mix the retro ranking up a little bit and not just do bands. Pick up, do bands that we've revisit bands, but pick my songs because there's so many songs. I keep saying, I'll be in my top 10, my top 5. Is there any show you wouldn't watch, Alan? I bet there is. Nick, yeah. I sort of agree, but I do like Neil Peart's drumming. It's my favourite drummer of all time. Yeah, there are some naff tracks out there. I'm trying to think any off the top of my head that really just don't do it for me. Yes, Whitesnake. Is This Love? You can throw that in the bin. And then there's a one off Slip of the Tongue. Slip of the Tongue, what is it? The Deeper the Love. Oh, don't like them. I don't like sloppy, slushy love songs. I'm not an unromantic person, but I don't like slush. What I call pass the bucket stuff. I can think of an even worse song than United by Judas Priest. In fact, I can think of loads. The whole of Jugulator. No, there are some couple of good tracks on there. But Loch Ness. That is awful. 11 minutes of dirge. And Loch Ness. How boring's that? And there's the Iron Maiden track, The Angel and the Gambler. Now, they were doing the naff things on Hudson Squares, and one of the guys says, that song's about 8 minutes or something like that. And 5.5 minutes of that is and 3 lines. Yeah, so 90% of Notre Dame by Judas Priest is not very good. Who else do I think of? Yes, whole albums. A lot of the Guns N' Roses stuff. I only really liked one album by them, and that was their debut, and it went downhill from them there. And I'm not a great fan, I must admit, of bands like Slayer and Onslaught. I really can't get into them. I like to hear lyrics. I don't like to hear grunts. I've got no problem with very fast heavy metal. But I cannot do some of them speed metal bands. I think they can't play for starters. It's just a load of noise. Am I just getting on when that came about? I just didn't get it. And as you know, I hate grunge. It's just got no substance to it. I like my metal to be a bit beefy, and there's nothing beefy about grunge. The only one that nearly got close was Nirvana, but even there, I only like a couple of their songs. But grunge, you know. But I like bands like, I like some of the Red Hot Chili Peppers stuff, and I love Faith No More, which are another band that I've done, Faith No More. And another one here for you, Alan. Have you watched the Cozy Powell, which was my second ever show? New metal, some of it's all right, but I think it's a little new metal. I just, well, how do I describe it without offending? It's a bit repetitive and it's a bit generic. They all sound the same. I know people say that about heavy metal, and rock, but they don't sound the same because they've all got distinctive sounds. But System of a Down, I really haven't listened to any of their stuff, and I think there's a cut-off point with me where some of the newer stuff. I don't see what all the fuss is about the Foo Fighters, to be quite honest. They're nothing special. They're just an average rock band to me. A new rock band that have got no beef. Yeah, it's on there. Dave will tell you when I did it. One day I might actually clean up the channel and put everything into playlists. Soundtrack albums now. I have done some. I've done Still Crazy, which was a British comedy rock film that starred Bill Nighy, Billy Connolly was in it, Timothy Spall, Jimmy Nail. And they were a band called Strange Fruit, which oddly I think is based on Uriah Heep. And the soundtrack to that film is fantastic. We've talked about Flash Gordon this week. Jesus Christ Superstar we've done. I'm going to do The Commitments. The Blues Brothers. I think I've done a few soundtracks. I mean, I've done Sparks, I've done a soundtrack. If they've done them in their album things, but I'll put together a top 10 albums or of soundtracks. I have done the other thing I have done when they brought the brand new Bond film out. If you like your Bond stuff, I ranked all the Bond theme tunes that not many people have watched. So if you like Bond, you like the theme tunes, I've done the lot. Breaking Glass, what a good choice. Hazel O'Connor, oh. Eighth Day, what a song. Yeah, and the other two soundtracks I'm sort of coming up to do. Tommy, I'm going to do, and Quadrophenia. Slade in Flame, yes. Oh, thank you, Mick. What's my favourite Bond film? Whoa. I think for special reasons, it's The Spy Who Loved Me, because that's the very first one I saw at the cinema. I love all the others, but I think that one's a very, very special film to me. And I do like, and a lot of people don't like it, on Her Majesty's Secret Service. And I like Casino Royale because it's one of the Bond movies that's very close to the book. See, personally, I think they should have done Moonraker as it was supposed to have been done, not from space shuttles. Now, now we're getting a new Bond and a new sort of thing. I wouldn't mind them going back and making the films actually of some of the books and go with the book story. I mean, there's some great little short ones on some of the short book stories that Ian Fleming done. Some off the Octopussy and For Your Eyes Only. They'd make really good Bond movies. Yes, so I think some of Spy Who Loved Me. I like them all. I've got a very affectionate spot. I mean, I love Bond. And I'm a little bit wary of what they're going to do with Bond. Yeah, I love this theme tune to Her Majesty's Secret Service. One of my favourite themes, actually. One of the other ones will come up in the Wings retro ranking, of course. Like that one. I like this Carly Simon's Nobody Does It Better. I can't remember how I ranked that now. I've done it such a long time ago. And I actually like the last Bond film that Daniel Craig done. Very good. Oh dear. You're right though, Dave. You know, the trouble is, in the day and age, the political Renegros Brigade, they like to change everything and change history. Start a film channel. Oh, good grief! I have enough. I have so much to do on this one. I have got. There's a Facebook page. There's a group, and there's a page which is more arts where we put when people die. Start my own monster den. Yeah. Yeah. It's something I've got to think about in the future. Finding time to do something movie. Yes. I'll see what I can think about. But what I'll try and do is do a little bit more movie soundtracks and musicals and things like that. Because we can do that on one-off albums sort of thing. I can do a few retro rankings on something to do with the movies. Yeah, I know there wasn't the other week we was talking. Was it last week? We was talking about TV themes. I've put together 15 for future date. So yeah, we'll be looking at that. Good grief! Do you know this is 1 hour and 46 minutes in? Is anyone bored yet? Yeah. What I'll do, I think that's an even better idea. I'll talk to Dave about that one. We'll set up a. Did you be listening from Radio 4, new channel, thought for today? Iain makes a statement where you feel to reply without breaking the news. Yeah. Alan, I think me and Mr. Keogh are going to have a chat on She That Can't Be Spoken. That's a challenge for you, Dave. I don't know how it would work on the thing, but one of these live streams will have to get you on She That Can't Be Taught, so people can actually talk to you, or you're too scared to. Oh, the theme from San Fran. Oh, I love that tune. I've decided, because I was doing a lot of that when I was doing these TV themes. There's a lot of cop show ones. And I thought, there's too many cop shows. So I'm going to do a whole show dedicated to cop show themes from the 70s and 80s. And I'm going to do 10 from the 70s and 10 from the 80s. I think that's the best way to do it. But definitely, I think a channel on there, because that's one I don't have to do splurge on. I can just put bits up on. I just got to get people to do it. I can't remember. I've sort of. I didn't actually do it on here because I'd probably get taken down for copyright. You know how bad they are. Colombo. Yeah, great. Yeah, I'm just thinking about this new channel. I might be able to do something that one of my other passions, as you know, is vintage radio comedy. I just love radio comedy. 2000s. We'll have to do two shows. There's loads. So, yeah, I've this idea of doing something on radio. Or the other thing we can do, if there's enough of us, I could do a live stream on the topic of vintage radio or films as well. Something we can try. There's a lot of things I want to try. And just to get a little bit of generation. Right, this is nearly 2 hours. It's 10 to 10. So I've still got a little bit of work to do before I go to bed. Okay, Dave, I'm going to call it a night, guys, because I've still got a little bit to do. I've got stuff to put on all the other social media places. But yeah, we'll think about a channel dedicated to other stuff apart from music. So I've got lots of passions and books. I think a Facebook page would be, or a Facebook group would be good. And what I'll do, I'll put an extra link in at the top so people can go and visit it. The other thing I want you to go and do is buy some t-shirts or a mug, a clock. I'm actually putting together a little advert that I'm going to put up on the channel, so keep an eye on this. So guys, it's time to go. As everybody used to say, it's time for bed. I'm not going to boing out the chair because I might do myself some damage. But thank you for listening and watching and listening to me blurb on. It's just lovely that everyone's getting on and making new friends. Thanks for Ombrage for joining us for the first time. Hope you've enjoyed it. Tell your friends. Thank you for Mick, as ever, all the way from California. Thanks to Charles. Yeah, we'll chat tomorrow, David. Thank you for everybody for joining us again tonight. Yeah. Have a great week. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow. Tune into everything. There's lots to watch. I've got to come up with a line like Pete has. We're here all the damn time. RTO, we're here as much as Sea of Tranquility. Thank you, Ombrage. Very, very welcome. I'm glad you've enjoyed it. Keep coming with your ideas, because this is the channel that we do it. Right, I am definitely going. Good night, everybody, and thank you once again, and thank you for your support. It's always appreciated. And once again, thanks for Dave for all the background information. We'll get him on the channel properly one day. Trust me. Bye for now. I'm gone.